What's going on, you guys? This is Dark Saint here, bringing you guys another video about The Division. First off, before I really start this video, I do want to announce that there are spoilers in this video. If you guys haven't seen the trailer, you might want to go see that trailer first. There's a lot of hype behind it. It's a really good trailer. You guys are going to want to check that out. So I will leave a link in the description box below if you guys just want to click on that. That'll take you to what you guys are looking for. You can check out the trailer. Once you're done, come back here and we'll go over everything we know about Update 1.2. For those of you guys that are still watching, or those of you guys that are back after you've seen the trailer, this is what Update 1.2 has in store for us. Now, before we jump into everything that's new about the Update 1.2, let's go over what we already know about Update 1.2. One, we know that there are a few patch notes. One is None is being fixed, Reckless perk is being fixed, mission doors not opening properly are going to be fixed, the base of operation not working properly is going to be fixed, and the talent balanced on your M1As or your assault rifles, whatever you use it on, is being fixed. Technically, it's a nerf. I don't really see how it's a problem the way it is. I think they should leave it alone, but they are fixing it. For those of you guys that don't know what balanced is, the talent says that while shouldering the weapon, you gain increased accuracy. And that's how it's supposed to work, is during that moment of shouldering the weapon. So you're running and you go to shoulder the weapon, you're supposed to reach max accuracy faster. The way it currently works is as soon as you sight in, there is no crosshair bloom. The crosshairs tighten up and you're able to consistently land shots. It's a very rare perk to get, but it's really, really good on the M1A. I don't actually have it myself, but I really think that it's a great perk and they should leave it alone. But they feel that they need to fix it, which is fine. That's their call. I'm not upset about it. I'm just more of along the lines of I don't think that it needs a fix. So either way, that's being fixed. The other thing we know is that they are reducing the amount of mods that drop, but they are increasing the amount of weapons that drop in the Dark Zone. So when you run around the Dark Zone, normally you find a lot of electronics and not very many weapons. Well, they're supposed to increase the amount of weapons that drop and decrease the amount of electronics or mods that drop. Personally, I don't really find the mods to be an issue as much as I do clothing. I think that you find clothing a lot more than anything else. But either way, that's what they're doing with that. The other thing that we know about is performance mods are getting a nice buff. They kind of need a buff. So performance mods, I know most of you guys just delete them for electronics, but supposedly they're supposed to get a buff. We'll see how that works. They also said that the gear that you find in the Dark Zone is supposed to be of better quality, so we are looking forward to that. So whenever you find gear in the Dark Zone, it's supposed to be of a higher quality. It's not all just going to be 163 every time you pick it up. Also, we know there's a new incursion coming known as Clear Sky. We already knew that was coming, but that's the name of it, so we know the name. And the other thing is there's a new Dark Zone. This is known as the Tier 3 Dark Zone. So the tier brackets will now range from 0 to 160 is bracket 1, 161 to 200 is bracket 2, and 201 and above is bracket 3, or known as Tier 3 Dark Zone. The enemies on Tier 3 are going to be a lot harder, scaling from level 32 all the way to level 34. So I could see Tier 3 Dark Zone being very, very, very challenging for those that are not well prepared, and I don't recommend doing that solo. We'll have to see how it works out, but the way I see it right now is going to be very, very deadly. The other thing that is coming as well is we also know that they are modifying weapons. They said that instead of nerfing weapons, they're going to buff other weapons. Now that is still coming, however, in the recent stream that they did about State of the Game, I'll leave a link in the description box below so you can check out both State of the Games that talk about Update 1.2. They said that the buff is coming, but not until after Update 1.2. So it won't be at launch of Update 1.2. They said they're going to get a little bit more data after the update launches to really feel where weapons are. And then after that, then they will buff the weapons that need the buff. So it's not going to be at launch, just I recommend using a variety of weapons, give them the data that they want, and see where we're at. So if you guys want to run around with a few different weapons, whether it's in the Dark Zone or in PvE, run around with a few variety of weapons, give them the data that they want. Hopefully they'll get enough data to make the right adjustments where they're needed, and hopefully boost some of these weapons, because I am tired of seeing SMGs reign supreme. I don't mind SMGs being the primary weapon. It just, they're primary by such a large margin. It's almost impossible to defeat them with any other weapon at close range, or really within the fighting range that you're going to be doing in PvP. Marksman rifles are still beneficial and they are still up there, but they're not as up there as SMGs are. They're still viable, but once you get into close range, SMGs pretty much reign supreme. So I would like to see a little bit more balance on that. Obviously, SMGs are supposed to reign supreme up close, but even at mid-range, they'll outshoot an assault rifle really, really easily, and they definitely outshoot LMGs and shotguns. There are some situations where it varies, but very, very few SMGs still reign supreme. So I am looking forward to seeing some buffs to the other weapons. Anyway, let's go over what's new about Update 1.2. Now, talking about the things that are new, we know that we have new activities that are going to be coming with Update 1.2. One is the high-value targets. They're going to be targets, named enemies that you have to hunt down, basically like a bounty hunter. Find them, kill them, eliminate them, get the reward. We also know that there are missions called search and destroy missions. They weren't covered in the video or really in anything that you really find other than Q&A, which I'll leave that in a link in the description box below. So be sure to check out the Q&A. It covers a little bit about it, but mainly just like a question about what are search and destroys. That might actually be the high value targets. I'm not exactly sure. They only touched on it on one question, but they said that basically it's a mission. You go out and you complete and you get the reward. It might be the exact same thing as a high value target. So either way, they're called search and destroy missions. So look forward to those. The other thing that we have is dark zone sealed caches. Either way, they are contaminated chests that you'll find in the dark zone. You kill the enemy that's guarding them. You'll open them up. They drop division tech, dark zone funds, and loot. However, you do have to extract them. So it's basically like a dark zone chest, except that it moves. And I don't know if it's going to drop high end guaranteed. However, they did say that tier 3 would drop guaranteed high end division tech, so you can pretty much bet on that. However, the loot might vary. The loot might be purple or high end. It might even be green. I really don't know. They didn't really explain much about that as either. So we'll see how that goes. However, the loot will be contaminated and you will have to extract it. So there's that. The other thing that they covered is dark zone hijacking. Basically, you go up to an extraction, maybe 4 people extracted at it, and you sneak up behind them using scrambler, vision pulse, or whatever so that people can't see you. And you snatch that, dude. You can just straight up cut the line. It drops all the loot into one big pile on the ground. You grab a handful of it, a sack full of it, whatever you want to call it, and take off. Now, in the Q&A, they did say that you will go rogue by doing this. However, they didn't say what the rogue would be. Now, in my guess, I would say that once you cut it, depending on the number of bags, that's how much rogue you will go. So if there's 4 bags and you cut it, you'll automatically go all the way up to rogue status 4. And that's how I see it working out. It might be different. We'll have to wait and see. But that's how I see the Dark Zone hijacking working. Something else that is exciting that is coming with Update 1.2 is the new gear sets. We have new gear sets officially, and we know what they are called. First off, we have the Final Measure gear set, which is known as a diffuser gear set. I'm not sure what they mean by diffuser. Maybe it's a hacker. Maybe we'll get some kind of mod that allows us to hack enemy equipment. That'd be cool. We also have Lone Star, which is a survivor type gear set, which kind of to me sounds like the Nomad gear set, as both of them are, from what I can tell, designed for solo players. Lone Star, Lone Wolf, it kind of to me sounds like a solo player. We'll see how connected they are. Next, we have the Predator's Mark, which in the video said it was a striker type, which we have a striker gear set, so that sounds kind of weird to me. But maybe they're connected, maybe they're not, maybe they're completely different from each other. Either way, Predator's Mark is known as a striker gear set. Maybe it works as the striker gear set that we already have. We'll have to wait and see. The other one is the Hunter's Faith Sniper gear set, which looks and sounds a lot like Sentry's Call. I don't know if the talents are going to be exactly the same. I don't really know what it's going to do. But judging by the name Hunter's Faith, to me when I hear faith, I think chance. You kind of have to have faith in your weapon so it takes a chance or whatever. So maybe it has like a super amount of high critical hit chance. Maybe high critical hit damage as well. But we'll have to wait and see what that does. We also know that there are new high-end weapons coming. Now, when I say new high-end weapons, all it means is it's a named variation of a weapon you guys already know and love. So starting out, we have the Hungry Hog M60 LMG, which is basically just a named variation of an LMG. So I was actually looking forward to some more named LMGs. I personally like LMGs, and I would like to see a little bit more variety of them. We also have a Centurion M1 911 pistol, which I kind of enjoy the pistols as well. We also have a Medved Sage A12 shotgun, which to me reminds me of the double A12 shotgun, basically a fully automatic shotgun. I know that these things kind of do a low amount of damage, but if it is fully auto, that would be sweet. I can't wait to get my hands on that one. And then we have the Historian M1A Marksman Rifle. A lot of you guys love the M1As. Hopefully these named ones have some really sick talents on them. A lot of the other named ones have been very, very lackluster as far as the talents that came with them. Maybe somebody thought they were cool. I personally have not found a good named weapons that I've really, really enjoyed using. Not since the... I think it was the Pecan. I really enjoyed using the Pecan back in the day, back when I first got it. The Midas was pretty good as well. But besides those two, there really hasn't been a good named weapon out there. The new ones that came with Update 1.1, they were trash. Both the Warlord and the Valkyr. I didn't like either one of them. I thought they were horrible weapons, in my opinion. They looked cool because of all the gold plate, but they were pretty bad. Either way, these are the new weapons that are coming. We got a shotgun, a pistol, an LMG, and a new marksman rifle. I was actually kind of hoping for an M44 variation, but I will totally settle for an M1A. We'll see how these things work out. Hopefully they got some good talents on them. Well, that pretty much covers everything about Update 1.2 other than the launch date. For those of you guys that don't know, that is May 24th. So May 24th will be the launch of Update 1.2. That will be when we actually get our hands on some new Division content. So looking forward to that. Be sure to mark that on your calendars, you guys. And I will be covering everything that comes with it as soon as it launches, so look forward to that video. As for tomorrow, I will be covering a video going over all the good things that we know about Update 1.2 and all the bad things that I can see coming with Update 1.2. Now, I'm not going to be bashing on the Division in any way. I'm not one of those kind of guys. I think the Division is a great game with great potential. I'll always say that. However, there are a few bad things that I can see with Update 1.2 that I do think that the Division team needs to look at, and hopefully they do before the launch of Update 1.2. As for Thursday, I will be doing a video over the state of the game that comes out Thursday, so look forward to that. And before I wrap up this video, I did want to give a major shout out to my buddy Razil Entertainment on Twitch. So if you guys do watch Twitch, you enjoy checking out other gamers, check out Razil Entertainment. I'll leave a link in the description box below so you guys go check him out. He plays Destiny a lot, so if you guys are big into Destiny, go check him out. He does PvP, PvE, and he's a good guy to hang out with. Feel free to chat with him about anything. He's very talkative, very interactive with his fans. So if you guys are into Destiny, you're into following people on Twitch, go check him out, give him a follow, give him a like, and check him out there. Either way, you guys, that'll wrap it up for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys learned something about Update 1.2, and I will catch you guys tomorrow in the next video.